Good evening and welcome back to the channel and welcome to season 5 of our night racing save with, well, in Golden Lap. We are here for another season, 1974 season. Last season we finished in 5th in the constructors in the team standings, 9th and 10th in the driver standings. And last season was a bit of a learning experience, a little bit of a learning curve, and yet we still managed to finish 5th quite easily, quite significantly, way ahead of the teams below us. This season is about pushing on and trying to get to the next level now with a lot more kind of knowledge, a lot more information at my disposal, mostly because of you guys. We are going to go into another season. And of course, at the start of the season, we have to pick our team and pick kind of everything about them. So let's have a look. I definitely want to try and keep both of my drivers. Do I, or do I risk it? And if they get picked up by another team, oh, I don't know. I definitely want to keep Tristan Lupe for his reliability bonus. That's a really big bonus. It's a really good one as well. All I'm going to do for now is I'm going to keep Tristan Lupe and we're going to see what happens around us. Okay, so Paul Woods is the only change for Ezzolini, leaving LeBron, moving into an Ezzolini car after Moretti retired, I do believe. Holgerson and Maldonado have both moved from the Chapmans that they were in into the LeBrons. That's so interesting. They've not one driver has gone and swapped teams, but another team has poached both drivers. That's so interesting. And then we've got Gabriel Larousse, who I think was in a Wayland, who has now moved to Chapman, and Tim Morstan, who I don't think was racing last year. Is correct. They've built a whole new team. 2 of which are from Wayland, and Luana Lovera, who was a LeBron driver at the very end of last season, and Felix Laframboise from Bancroft. Very interesting indeed. Okay, we're going to assemble our team. We, of course, have kept Tristan Lupe. We don't really want to go conservative or experimental. We kind of got a little bit more costly and risky choice. That's very heavily based on the team's engineer. So that's why we had such a good chassis last season, because we went experimental with our engineer. Okay, I think we're going to go balanced this year. Now we're going to pick a driver. Ivan Bauer is available. Doesn't have very good focus, however, which isn't great. George Bregman may be the best pick for us. Kind of look at the numbers. That's a 6 and a 4 with a personable, which is good, business-minded, which is good, and a patriotic, which is, well, if there is an Argentine Grand Prix, or, a Grand Prix in Argentina, they may have a different name. Could be good. We've got some early drivers here who have appeared. Jacques Dupont. Is that the second Dupont? There's Chandler Dupont as well. You can have 2 Duponts on now out there. Very interesting. Asuka Shikinami, who has rich parents. The driver costs 0 to hire, but that they're not very nice. Okay, Bruno Ribeiro is a silkworm, which is actually something that we were looking for in the early parts of the seasons. Don't really think. What are Divan Bauer's stats? Let's have a look. He's got Reckless, which I don't really like. Rainmaster is good. Patriotic is okay. Businessminder is good as well. But I don't think there's a better choice than Bregman. Maybe Brian Watson. And again, Reckless again. Quite a few Reckless. I mean, look at that. Most of them are Reckless. Karina Hostler. Meditator. Loses a bit of speed. Efficient driver. Well, that's good. Patriotic. Well, there's probably going to be... Oh. I think our best option here is to keep Bregman, which we will do. So we will keep Bregman. That will cost us... we're being costed in at 18 plus 18, 36 plus 14 is 50. We're down to 52 there. Let's choose our engineer. So I think we had Tyler Johnson before. We moved to Hiroshi Sato, who has that aerodynamicist. He increases the driver focus as well. Oliver Bennett has Design Master. Oh, that could be a good one. Oh, that's a very interesting one. I'm not really sure where to go with this. So we know that he's got that aerodynamics down. It's going to be a boost. But then Oliver Bennett has Design Master across the board. Costing a little bit less, but for the same numbers. But the driver rapport is good. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to go with Oliver Bennett. Potentially. Wait. Tuning Master? That's pretty good. Absent-minded Genius. Driver rapport for James Pope as well. Oh, this is very, very difficult. Finesse. So that's... handling is the key. Power hungry. So that's got both. You've not got anyone who has all of the above. You've got the steering, a handling, and you've got 100%. Oh, this is difficult. I am really, really torn between Hiroshi Sato and Oliver Bennett. Tyler Johnson is good. It would save us money and give focus. You know what? I'm going to go with a new engineer, because those traits that affects the entire car. That's all of our parts. That's what I'm going to go with. Oliver Bennett joins the team. Crew chief Tyler Edwards. We did have Marcos Azevedo, who has the practice makes perfect, which means we are going to fail less pit stops. That could be good. I mean, that's very good, isn't it? Joaquin Ferreira, steady hands. Interesting. Slop. Okay, no, we don't want that. Ralph Hamburger. Party animal. Well, we don't want that either. Not really. Oh, this is a difficult one. That's also very interesting. Practice makes perfect. Is that only ever on its own, or are there other ones who have that? Not really. This is really, really difficult. Really, really difficult. I like the kind of practice makes perfect. We're going to have a lot less trouble with the... Yeah, with the pit stops. I think it's actually a little bit too important to be able to pit stop strong and make sure you've had a good race through your pit stops. So we look at Bancroft. They have brought back Pratama onto the grid, a free agent, and Kokkonen, who was with April, has now moved across to us. To Bancroft. A free agent, Sifo Unlavu, saying it wrong, I apologize. Delgado into Bancroft. Dino Pellegrini moves from Hemlock to April. So does Fisher. Look, once again, that's so interesting. And then Aaron Lloyd leaves, Pope joins April. Now Rosenkvist, who was a free agent, and Alexander Wagner, so two previously free agents into the Hemlock team. Pierre Pollet from Pope and Javalainen, who was a free agent. Silva, who was with Vernier. Ribeiro, who was a free agent. There's a lot of driver swaps this season. In fact, that is absolutely bonkers. Look at that. Ambrosio, free agent. David Edwards from April has gone to Vernier. That is crazy. So, driver swap, driver swap, driver swap, driver swap. In fact, two for all of these. Some of which they are full teams of new everythings. We've only made one change. It's Oliver Bennett coming into our team. But we've kept both drivers. Wayland, full new team. Chapman, full new team. LeBron, full new driver pairing. Etzolini, one change. It's Paul Woods, which makes sense because Moretti called it a day. So, season bonus. I think the best option is to play it safe and try and guarantee $3 every single race by getting that 8th place and above. Our car is being assembled. We've got all... it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Look at that. So, 2600, 2700, 2800. Our chassis is no longer our best performing part. It is now our steering, our handling is now our best performing part. Now, I'm just going to swap these around so they line up just as that. Our lowest part is the engine, so let's go for it straight away. Building a new engine. And if we give that to... it's 50 points. If we give it to Tristan Lupe, that is 50 points better. Kind of outrageous. Now, what are the bumpy? Crash chance increases. Wet. Okay. So there's not really a feature of this race that fits either of our drivers here. Obviously, Bregman, business-minded, patriotic. Neither of those are in play. Personable, that's good for Tristan Lupe. Handy and personable, so they both are personable drivers. I think we've done well to keep the team we've got. We've got a good amount of money. We don't need to work on the reliability or anything just yet. We're going to focus on building parts that allow us to compete at a higher level. That's what we're looking for. So, I'm not really sure I need to go spying just yet. We've got Bennett as our new engineer. In we go. First race, Circuit Ernst qualifier. Let's go. So it's going to be... oh, it's actually going to be softs. Even with the wet weather pattern over this weekend, doesn't look like there's going to be any trouble with that. So here we go. A new season, new drivers on the grid, new. I mean, everywhere really. It's a very different lineup. I think only 3 drivers are driving for the same team they were with last season. And one of them is, of course, Levi Mack. And the other 2 are our drivers. It's absolutely bonkers, the amount of changes that have just been made. Really, really odd. Now, Lupe starts with a purple sector in the 3rd. Very, very nicely done. But gets overtaken by Maldonado in his new LeBron. Going to open up everything there. Start our tuning. Let's go. Let's go. Okie doke. So our worst feature is now the chassis on Lupe's car. So let's try and focus on that for now. 2, 3. That's good. That's a 4 and a... oh, that's brilliant. There we go. Lovely stuff. Now 1 and 3 onto the engine. That works. Off we go. We're going to send Lupe out as soon as we can. And then start tuning over here. Once again, this time actually, on Bregman's car, we know it is slightly different. We have to focus on the engine first to try and bring that performance up. So let's start with this one here. It's a bit of a risk. 5 points for 3, and we get 3. 4 for 4, we get 7. So we have actually gained a little bit there. We've gained there as well. And there. Very nice. We're going to spend here. That's okay. That's okay. Not bad at all. Lupe has gone out he's in 4th right now. Times 2 speed as they go out and do their laps. It looks like Lupe has got completely empty track. Will that be the case as he crosses the pit lane? It Oh, it might be. It is. He's got an empty bit of track and he's focused up. Go on, Bregman. Bregman is actually behind Maldonado. And I mean, we may be seeing a slightly new paradigm if the LeBrons with their new drivers obviously taken both for... Oh, we're at the top. There we go. Well done. A second gap from Lupe to Bregman right now. But Maldonado is going in there with purple sectors and is going to improve. There we go. But only 0.7. Not that far ahead. Okay. So the chassis is still the lowest here. Let's focus on that for now. That's a good one. That's a good one as well. That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, brilliant. And a 1 and 4. No, we'll go down here. That works very, very nicely. Okay. Out you go. And we start tuning. And we are still focused on the engine here for Bregman. A risky one here. Spending 5 with the chance of getting only 1 back. It gave us a 20. It gave us a 20. That's every now and then we take the risk and hope that it works. We are currently sitting 2 and 4. Look at where the Ezzolinis are right now. They've got to put in some good laps. Levi Mack goes in 3rd. We are still much closer to the front than the Ezzolinis. Almost half a second, over half a second in fact. Where is Lupe going to go? On his lap. Here we go. I thought that was his lap ending. It wasn't. Are there purple sectors to be found? First sector ends with green. Okay, that's fine. He's still improving. Second sector ends with white. Ooh, okay. Lupe need to put in a bit of a better second sector there. Does he improve? He does not. More or less, he's put in the exact same lap. Only 2, what is that, hundredths off a second? Yeah, that is 200ths off a second. Bregman does improve with 2 sectors, but again, that white, I mean, that must be top speed. Second sector there. It starts about there. We watch. Where does the second sector start? Who's on their actual flying lap? Kekkonen. It started there. When does Kekkonen's second sector tick? There. So it's a lot more speed with 2 more or less 90 degrees turnings. Okay. Okay. Now we've got to focus a bit more evenly now. So a 4 and 11 gives us 10. Brilliant. A 3 or a 4 and a 6. Brilliant. Okay. Don't like those. So let's jump down here. And again. Oh, okay. We've got a bit of a risk across the board here now. Let's go for the 3 and 18. Oh, it was a good one. It was a good one. Lovely stuff. Okay, good stuff. Gonna tune up here. Our best. Okay, we've got to focus on the engine for Bregman. Oh, not good. Not good again. That's better. We're going to risk it here. And it worked. It was worth the risk. It worked. It paid off. Lupe still in 2nd. Bregman running in 6th. ×2 speed. Let's see what we can do. Can we topple Maldonado and take the pole position? We've never really... I don't know. Have we gotten close? We have started on the front row, but I don't think we've really gotten close to a pole position just yet. Green sectors. Again, Lupe, green sector 2. Bregman, green sector 2. Go on. Go on, Lupe. He's cut it by 0.3 of a second. Bregman moves into 5th. Only 1.14 below the pole sitter right now. Okay, we are looking a lot better at the start of this season. Competing at the right end of the field. Now, we want to focus up on the engine here. Let's go. 4 spend for a 4 and a 10. Gives us only 4. Not great. 5 spend for a 5 and a 19. Gives us 19. Brilliant. Then a 4 spend for a 5 and a 12. Gives us 11. That was a good one. That was a real good portion spent there. Okay. A 1 and a 4. Not great. I don't want to risk it. Oh, okay. That's okay. That gave us nothing. There we go. 98 done. Now we can focus on these two for the rest of this. In fact, it's mostly going to be Maldonado with a 2966 performance. That's his best lap right now. We're at 2762. We're still 200 behind. 200 behind. In pure performance terms, that's where we are. But we've got to back our drivers. Our drivers have got really nice features. You know, really, really good traits. I think we can compete. We're doing our best. Here we go. Lupe and Bregman. Lupe about to start flying that. Bregman not far behind. Here we go. Bregman can't focus. That's unfortunate. And now look at that. Other cars are getting faster towards the end of this. Where is Lupe going to go? Bregman. Bad focus. He's put it in the wall on the exit of that kind of slow chicane. Over winning. Sorry, what does that say? Over winnings buck, I think. I think that's what it says. That's a shame. And unfortunately, that has kind of ruined. Oh, no, it hasn't. It kind of ruined Lupe's lap. But his lap, because he was here. He was about to cross the line when the yellow flag hit. So he probably did have to slow down. But he might have got away with not slowing down. Potentially. Let's tune up Lupe. A 2 spend for a 2 and a 5 gives us 3. Not bad. A 2 spend for a 2 and a 4. Lovely. 4 for 9. Good. 4 for 4. Not bad. 0. Let's risk it. Here we go. Okay, we still gained a little bit there. Not a lot, but we gained a little bit. Now, unfortunately, all it's going to be is I'm going to leave the pits at 1 minute when everyone else leaves a bit earlier than that. And that will give me a little bit of empty track. I mean, look at that. The Ezzolinis have the same idea, except they're going very slowly. So that's actually kind of ruined my idea because they were going so slow. And Lupe's in the zone. This is really unfortunate timing because Lupe's not going to be able to get behind beyond Mac or Woods in the Ezzolinis. He's not going to be able to put in a better lap. And we have lost a little bit of time there on Henny Holgersen in the LeBron. Fair enough. Okay, well, that was a bit of a wasted lap, but I don't really think that was my fault. There we go. There's the golden tune. There's the golden tune. 100 out of 90. Brilliant. Now it's just spending points down the bottom here. We probably will get another tune in for Tristan Lupe. We send him out as fast as we can. I mean, a bit of empty track right now. Bregman starting in 8th because of that DNF. Paul Woods has crashed. So Paul Woods will not improve on his 7th either. Unfortunately, we won't be able to tune again. And the yellow flag period is 6 minutes, so we will not be able to improve. And that is going to be that. Because we will not get the cars round and put in a new lap time. I kind of wish Lupe had stayed out there. Never mind. Never mind. That's racing. That's drama. The Hemlocks are at the back. Followed by... No. Yeah. We'll start from the back. The Hemlocks are at the back. The next row, Ribeiro and Kokkonen with Pope and Bancroft. Then Silva and LaRousse. A Chapman down in 15th. What is going on there? Something must have gone wrong there. Fisher and Ambrosio next with the Vernier and the April. Vernier having a much better qualifying than I would have expected. Edwards and Pratama, and that is the bottom 10. Bancroft doing well to get into 11th. Nice for them. Pellegrini in 10th for April. Obviously, he left Hemlock. Maybe made the right decision because Hemlock are at the bottom here. Laframboise in the Wayland. Bregman, of course, and Woods, our DNF buddies. Morstan in the Chapman. Lavera in Wayland. Maldonado actually got beat by Holgersen. That's interesting because Maldonado was leading most of that qualifying session. Levi Mack in the Ezzolini. Tristan Lupe in the night. Henny Holgersen. And I think Tristan Lupe could have beaten Henny Holgersen if he had not got stuck behind the Ezzolinis. They were going so slowly. Really unfortunate. And then, of course, the yellow flag ended things and we didn't get the chance to improve. So once again, we are on the front row with Tristan Lupe. It's going to be wet weather tyres, but it may not be wet weather tyres from the beginning. That's super interesting. It's not going to be inters just yet, but we are definitely going to push and then go on to the inters. Okay, Dino Pellegrini partied a little bit too hard. We're going to focus on Tristan Lupe. Claude Deschamps, crew chief of Team Chat. Some of them have gone on to the Inters at the beginning. How interesting is that? That's very interesting. Oh, wow. And here we are. First race of the new season on the front row. Tristan Lupe, how is he going to start? He starts very well. In fact, Bregman starts incredibly well as well. Gets himself up into 4th, drops down to 5th now. But we've got Lupe trying to chase Henny Holgersson. Unfortunately, has lost a position to Maldonado. And is it possible that the Lebrons have just got themselves a special car this season? You never know. It might just be. We are running 4th and 5th right now. In fact, we are now running 5th and 4th. Bregman is now the car in front. Lupe is struggling out there. And has actually moved back from the front row to 5th position. But has got a decent gap on Levi Mack. Probably because those Inter tyres are not quite there yet. So you can see the front 5 are all on the softs. Bregman can't focus. That's all right. We've already calmed him down. We're going to stop watching Bregman specifically. We're going to tell Lupe to hold position right now. Because he is 1.9 behind. We don't really need to be pushing this. We just need to make sure we stick with the cars in front. There is a genuine opportunity to get a huge chunk of points in this race. Bregman, again, can't focus. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say they can compete because Bregman might be holding up Lupe. And I don't really need that. In fact, let him by. Let him by. Okay, cool. He's let him by. Lupe's in 4th. Will he be able to chase down? We've got 4.7 gap. Bregman losing a bit of time on that lap because of the focus. And again, can't focus again. So it was the right decision to let Lupe by, try and chase down those 3 cars up ahead of us. Let's move the racetrack a little bit over. We are 5 laps into the race and Lupe is there quite clearly. Since we've told him to push, he is gaining on the cars in front and leaving Bregman a little bit further behind. Levi, oh, yellow flags. That's got to be... Unfortunately, we have just missed a pit lane, but that's got to be going in for the Inters now. It's, yeah, definitely. 100%. We go in for the Inters. We speed through this yellow flag period. We get a cheap pit stop to get us onto the Inters. Other cars are staying out on the softs, but the weather is going to get to the Inters, and they're going to lose time if they don't pit in this yellow flag period. So Levi Mack was hoping, I suppose, for an early yellow flag and has got it. So if those cars up ahead do pit, Levi Mack may find himself leading this race. There is a chance for him. Fair play. It's good tactics. If it works out in your favour, you can't really complain. Now, Woods has also got a puncture. There's punctures all over the place. That's the second puncture. We're only 8 laps in. Those cars have gone into the pits. Levi Mack is going to come out ahead of his teammate. Maldonado must be losing time here on those tyres that are not fit for this. Okay, Bregman, let's get past Lovera. Come on. You've got to do it, lad. Let's go to ×1 speed. I think most of this season we will be on ×1 speed as we are competing at the front a little bit more than we were in the last season. Now, don't forget, we've actually got 2 podiums to our name, to our team. They were both in the final races of their respective seasons. But they were good races nonetheless for the team. And it genuinely does look like Lupe is keeping up with the Ezzolinis, not really struggling all too much. Now, Levi Mack, without a pit stop, is holding 2nd place quite nicely. He's doing quite well. Lupe can't get past Paul Woods. Let's see if you can with a little bit of fuel burn and a little bit of push. 1.03 is the gap. 1.1. 1.03 again. 0.95 within a second. Trying to get past is difficult. Looks like the chance has probably been missed on this lap. It's actually dropped back a little bit. Bregman still can't get past Lovera. Okay, can't overtake. That's fine. Now, we've got Maldonado right behind Tristan Lupe here. Bregman. I mean, do we just wait for them to pit? They will pit and will go onto the wet tyres. Will their Inters make it to the wet tyres? In fact, they probably will. Yes, they probably will. The Chapmans are struggling. Look at that. Oh, they're in the zone. Okay, let's give them a push. Let's go for it, guys. Bregman had a crash in qualifying, of course. Brought out the yellow flag. Can you make up for it with a really good race here today? We're going to watch Bregman as he tries to get Luana Lovera. Okay, let's calm down with Lupe. And let's see if Bregman wants to try and cut this gap. It's 1.4, 1.5, 1.3, 1.4, 1.2. It is getting closer. We are getting closer. 0.7 right on the gearbox right now. Bregman won't be able to make it stick this lap. We're just going to hold position for a second until Bregman says, I'm in the zone, I'm feeling good. Okay, when are we going onto the wet tyres? Let's just have a look with Tristan Lupe. It's not there yet. It's not there just yet. Okay, so we're going to go ×2 speed for a little bit. We are... Oh, Levi Mack pushed too far on those inters. It's going to be a red flag. We're going to... Oh, we're going to repair. We're going to go onto the wet tyres, the full wet tyres. And that's going to take a good chunk of fuel out of our car as well. So, full repairs across the board here. Going to confirm that. Because I think after this 5 minutes is up, it will be time for the full wet. And a full repair here, which is, it's quite sneaky to be gifted a full repair at the very, very start of the season. And it's an Ezzolini, no less. Okay, now we want to be pushing from the start here. So we're going to wait. 1 speed and let's go, guys. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Bregman has dropped down. Lupe's dropped down because we weren't pushing. It's unfortunate. It's what happens on a red flag. Okay, we've got Lovera in front of Lupe, which is kind of odd because it was, of course, Bregman chasing Lovera, but now it's Lupe, and Tristan Lupe's crashed on the restart. That's another red flag. Wow. Absolutely wow. Tristan Lupe has lost it trying to get past Lovera. I know it's wet. I know it's the situation, but we've got to push at a restart. We've got to try and make position. You can't tell me to play it safe on race 1 of the season. Bregman down into 13th. Oh my word. Back up to 10th somehow. Pushing at the start here, trying to... Oh, this race has gone from up here to down here. Tristan Lupe losing it on the restart. We've got an Ezzolini on a DNF. Where's Edwards? Where the heck is Edwards? Edwards is lapped. Is in 17th. There we go. Okay, that makes more sense now. We're okay. Well, look, Bregman is now going to have to try and fight through the field to get himself into a good point scoring finishing. He's currently sitting in 11th. We had Lupe competing at the very front. Oh, this is one weird race. 3 DNFs, one of which is an Ezzolini, one of which is us, one of which is an April in Fisher. At the very beginning, of course, we've had a change from soft tyres onto wet tyres. Bregman's just been overtaken by LaRousse. The Chapmans look like they're not competing where they were last season. We've got cars who don't often finish in the points, up in the points. It's one weird race. Bregman's in the zone. You're in 12th. Let's see if you can get up back to silver. 2.2 is the gap. 1.6, 1.1. And the overtake has been made. That was very, very good from Bregman. Very quick. Now the Chapmans are next. Will there be an opportunity? I think there is an opportunity here. There's 9th for Bregman. There's 8th. So Bregman, when pushing, clearly has the car to beat these middle markers quite significantly, quite easily, you could say. He's still in the zone, up behind Ambrosio now. I'm going to tell him to stop pushing now, because I don't want to... I've got to be a little bit wary now. We can't have a double DNF to start this season. Tristan Lupe losing it on before even completing a lap after the restart is very weird. It's not weird. He was pushing. It's raining. It's a difficult track. It can happen. It's just unlucky that it has happened in our first race in our new season where we looked like we were competing a little bit better, a little bit stronger, a little bit more at the front. The LeBrons are doing quite well. Of course, they've only got one car, one Ezzolini kind of fighting against them. The Waylands are a little bit further back. I think we might just have the third fastest car on the grid this season. I think so. Okay, Bregman, are you going to get in the zone? Because we can definitely get past Ambrosio and Pratama. That is definitely... Okay, there we go. There's Ambrosio gone. And I'm going to suspect that this gap is going to open up relatively quickly. It's already at second, already at 1.2, 1.4, 1.6, 1.8. Yeah, it's definitely growing. I think for Bregman, this race from here on out is trying to get 6th place and then potentially trying to push past that 6th place and try and catch the Waylands. It will be difficult. There's no denying that. It will be tough. Let's see if we can get past Pratama. Again, a former night racer. Is that 6th place on the cards? Can't overtake. Come on, you've got a big straight followed by another big straight. Come on, Bregman. You can do it. Come on, buddy. Pratama is just slowing us down right now. And in fact, we've actually lost a position there to Pratama slowing us down. That's 2 positions, in fact. Pratama just playing the old Monaco game, blocking us off, making sure we can't get past, and then we lose time. Down in 9th right now. Okay, we're going to wait until the focus hits a little bit stronger for Bregman, and then we've got to get past Pratama. It's actually... It's very important because that 6th place needs to be our minimum. In fact, I guess technically 8th place needs to be our minimum for the bonus. But that 6th place is on the cards 100%. Pratama is blocking off really, really well. And you can't blame him. You know, he's playing the Monaco game, like I say, you know, slowing us up, making it hard to overtake. But you can't blame him. That 6th place is where he wants to be. You know, he's earned it. You can't just tell him to give it up. Slow pit stop for Dino Pellegrini. Well, he is down in 16th, so it's not really going to affect his race all too much. Now, let's tell Bregman to push and try and get that 6th place while Pratama has gone into the pits. We're going to push, and we're not going to pit just yet. We're going to try and get ahead of Ambrosio, get a bit of a gap, see if that works. I mean, we're not getting past him right now, so we're going to have to calm it down. And Bregman has lost focus. If we pit now, do we make it to the end? We do. Okay, not just yet. Not just yet. Because I want to have a bit of wiggle room to burn the tyres as we go. Now, I think I can push the car from here on. Actually, no, because I don't think we're a lap down, which is quite surprising. Usually we would be a lap down by this point, but we're not. Okay, we're going to pit on maybe lap 38. I'm going to say. Bregman is still having trouble here. Not get past Ambrosio. Just got past Morstan, but can't get past Ambrosio. Okay, ×2 is a little bit slow here. Let's go. ×4 speed. And then this lap, I think, we bring in Bregman. We go to the end of the race on a new set of wet tyres. And it's the challenge is going to be, can you make it to the end and can you make positions? I need really good focus from Bregman here because that 8th place is where we want to be. Okay, a slight positive here. We're going to go into one-time speed as we just have a chat here. Slight positive is Bregman's made another pit stop. Of course, that's 4 pit stops because of the red flags and whatnot. But he's got some empty track ahead of him. He is 16 seconds behind cars in front right now, being Pratama. But I think we can maybe push to the end. we can definitely push to the end because we have indeed been lapped now. So we can push to the end. That's not a problem. And the reason why is because obviously this says here 0.06. We can push to the end because we don't actually need to get the full race laps done because we will finish 1 lap behind. We are now 9 seconds behind, 8 seconds behind, 7 seconds behind. Bregman can't focus, so we can't tell him to push. But we've got nearly 20 laps on these tyres on a full push. Sorry, on a full engine burn to try and get positions back. 8th is the minimum. 6th is where I think we should be. Any car pit stops in front of us, we will, of course, make position through that as well. Which I think they will. You know, Ambrosio and Morstan are going to have to go in at some point. And Bregman's actually already overtaken Pratama. There we go. That's it. That's the stuff. Now, can you get Morstan? That's next up. Pratama in behind, trying to get the position back. Has got it back. That's really unfortunate because we've managed to get past him. Oh, no. Back up into 9th. Pratama down into 10th. 8th place. Morstan is gone. Ambrosio will pit, and then it is chasing down LaRousse in 6th. Okay. Ambrosio, go in the pits and get out of my way. There we go. 7th position for George Bregman. 15 laps to go. The gap behind is 3.8, but we want to see that increase. 4 seconds. 4.1. 4.3. 4.8. Anytime we get this message, we're going to give Bregman a push on that lap. Try and get this 10.2 gap down. 9.7, very good. 9.4, very good. 9.2, it's coming down. 8.8, it's coming down at a rate of knots. Really good. Bregman's in the zone again. Another flying lap until he hits the red. And then we will calm him down because we don't want a crash. That 6th place is on the cards. In fact, 5th place might even be on the cards. There is a genuine chance. Now, why is... We calmed him down. We wanted him to slow it up. It did not matter. Oh, that's unfortunate. We calmed him down. You know, oh, Kokonen's crashed. It looks bad. That's a red flag. Oh, my word. This race is throwing up surprises left, right, and centre. They're all going to go on new wets, and it's going to be a race to the finish. No idea what's going to happen here. There's going to be points all over the place. Of course, some cars are still a lap down, which is unfortunate because it kind of... The red flag kind of ruins that. The red flag... The Juan Oliveira DNFs. There were points available. Oh, this is really frustrating. Six cars DNFing. That is the race done. Kokonen is in hospital. One race they will miss. Oh my word. Oh my word. Formula One in the 70s. My word. What on earth? Well, now, if you saw this coming for race 1 of season 5, wow. Oh my word. Levi Mack gone, Tristan Lupe gone, Kokonen missing a race. No points for night racing on race 1. Ezzolini have lost Moretti to retirement and Levi Mack. They've had those drivers for 4 seasons. My goodness. And now we must pick a new driver. Now, we do not want reckless. They are more likely to crash. We do not need that. And they all have... Oh no, they don't all have reckless, but most of them do. Tires wear faster. 4 and 4. Hostler. 5 and 3, but they've got reckless, and I do not want that. Even with the reliability bonus of Dan Janssen, Jan Schaub is there as well. Going to have to be Cilliers. It's going to be 18 off of the budget. Romano's back in a Bancroft. Levi Mack has gone. Chandler DuPont has replaced him. For some reason, we have sponsorship offers. That is not happening. Exhaust. What on earth? What on earth? What a... Oh my goodness. My word. Okay, so team standings look... Sorry, the team standings. Here they are. The team standings look like this. LeBron are way out in front. They finished 1-2. They had an incredible race. They look, well, rather dominant in this first race with Henny Holgersson and Maldonado making a statement there for the LeBrons. What's absolutely kind of crazy is that only us and Knight didn't get points. Sorry, us and Pope. And Pope were very close. Look at that, 12 and 13. The Hemlocks got points from the back of the grid because, of course, there was 6 DNFs and 2 fatalities. What on earth was Formula 1 in the 70s? Absolutely bonkers. Just crazy. The Chapmans ended up 5th and 6th. We most likely would have ended up in here, maybe even up in here, 3rd and 4th. Tristan Lupe is gone. Yeah, absolutely crazy. Guys, I do hope you've enjoyed today's episode. It was a weird one. It was a weird one. It was all over the place. It was tragic. It was exciting. It was ultimately no points for us. It's been expensive. And next up is Silverstone. In fact, we didn't even look at the calendar. So we look at the calendar. We had rain in Belgium. A bumpy rain crash chance increased. We go to Mutton Chop, where it's wide, so there will be overtakes. It's a mainstay. It's more likely to show up. But again, it will be rainy, which we don't really want, to be honest. Then we go to Canada, which uses cold. And it's a dangerous track. Understood. Yes, understood. Then the Schwarzwaldring, dangerous track again in Germany. Then the Sake Speedway, dangerous track in Japan in the wet. Then the Circuit des Casinos in Monaco, which is bumpy. It's narrow, but it's a crown jewel and it will not be leaving. Then we go to Argentina. So Bregman does have a race. Francis Hollow brings another race to the UK. It's narrow, it's difficult. Isi Vanini in South Africa. Racing anti-clockwise, it is dangerous. And then we end in Noordse. Again, in the wet. This time it's in the Netherlands. What away to start the season. Thank you for watching, guys. I do hope you've enjoyed. I am actually going to record this next episode immediately after because I have a few busy days coming up, but I don't want to miss out on the schedule. So, of course, leave your comments, leave all your thoughts, knowing that I won't be able to read them until probably the 3rd or 4th episode. Thank you for watching. I shall catch you next time.